problem at all. No problem.
But I wanted to, first of all, welcome you to the Cleveland Business Plug. And I'm so appreciative for you taking the time out today. I've been tripping over questions to ask you in a limited amount of time. So it's like,
it's going to be phenomenal. It is going to be phenomenal. I always love any time that I can speak to other folks in the business community, folks who are entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, side hustle entrepreneurs. I just like speaking to people who are on a path to achieving unlimited financial success for themselves. That really inspires me.
And that's one of the reasons why I was instantly attracted to you. I want to just start off by telling you how I met you, and that was through one of your videos you've done in a series, just really talking about, what impact your mother had in your life. And it touched me in so many different ways because I have 4 children. But I just wanted you to share with the audience here at the Cleveland Business Plug, what exactly does that mean for you as far as just having that impact from your mother, number one here, when you were starting off on your path?
Well, with my mother is, I always say she's my pusher. She's the one who pushes me the absolute hardest, and I have appreciated that so much. And when I think about my mother, we're extremely close. My earliest memory of my mother, and probably my earliest memory even within my life, was sitting in an AA meeting with my mother, Alcoholics Anonymous. I was probably about 4 years old, and I remember having a coloring book, and it wasn't just one meeting in particular. We would go almost every day because my mother was working to achieve sobriety, and she couldn't afford childcare. And so I remember sitting in those meetings with her, and I sit there with my coloring book. My brother had his coloring book, and I really didn't color. I would pay attention to what people were talking about. And I'd ask my mother questions. I'd say, well, why did that man say this? And Mom, why did they say that? And she explained very clearly to me. She said, because, that person struggles with this, or I struggle with that. And I'm working to change my life. And I come here as a way to get support and change in my life. And eventually she became a sponsor for other people to be able to help them through the process, which is what led her into being in the helping field of being a social worker and also a pastor now. And for me, watching my mother push herself with very little money and no support from a husband or any other partner, she was single, watching her push herself through that and literally change her life and then become a beacon of light, a vessel really to help change other people's lives, showed me very early on that it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what your past is. We all have got available to us the exact same amount of transformational power within us to be able to change from who we are to whatever we desire to be. And so in having a mother who walked that walk directly in front of me, and then beyond that, pushed me really, really hard, because, you don't do everything she did and then end up walking away from it being just an easygoing person, just kind of let your kids live however you want to live. You walk away from that saying, no. If I can do this in my life, then you can do this. If I can do this, then you can take that risk. If I can do this, then you can start that business. My mother pushed me hard because she saw the process she went through. So I think I was born to the perfect angel on this earth to be able to support me in this phenomenal, outrageously huge path that I've been so blessed to be on.
Well, that's a lot to really put into the sentences that you've used on how she impacted your life here to start with. And what I've been seeing here, especially in the Cleveland community, and also just as I'm scrolling on YouTube, Instagram, is mothers saying, okay, well, I have a choice to make. Okay, the choice is, do I stay at home with my children, or do I go out here and work? And as an entrepreneur and a mother as well, with the background with your mother, what's one piece of advice that you can give to an entrepreneur who is a female that has children about making that decision, whether it's your children you're gonna have to take care of and really kind of put your dreams to the side, or is it, okay, you can still go out there and, be a business owner? What piece of advice do you have for us?
My piece of advice would be to listen to your soul, listen to your heart, listen to your instincts, however you want to put it. Listen to that thing, because that thing is a compass inside of you. It really is. And if your heart's desire is to be able to be engaged in business while also having the heart's desire to be a fully present parent, understand that there are many people who have done it and done it successfully before you. So therefore it's possible for you. And so you need to listen to that. You need to be willing to listen to that calling or that desire within your heart for how you want to live, how you want to structure your life. Listen to that more than you listen to what other people tell you that you should be doing. Don't listen to the family members and friends who tell you, oh, well, as a mom or as a parent, you should just be focused on that. Or as a parent who, your spouse is doing all the work, and so you need to be at home taking care of the kids, and you can put that business on the back burner. Your kids is a priority right now. If that's not what your heart is telling you, then that's not what you need to do. Your heart, your mind, your instincts, I really do believe it's the voice of God within you. That thing within you is your compass to tell you how you need to live your life. So there's no one right or wrong way to do this thing. It's a matter of, are you living up to what that desire is within your heart? If you have a desire within your heart to not be in business, but to focus on being a parent full time, then do that. But my point is, do not under any circumstance allow yourself to feel pressured or compelled to live out any path or to pursue any path that doesn't align with your heart's desire. And here's the thing. There is no roadmap. There really is no roadmap for a right or wrong way to do this thing, all right, called life, right? Mm-hmm. You balance it however you see fit. It is not your job to live up to someone else's definition of what a good mother or a good father should be. It's not even your job to live up to your own form or definition of it, because at one point in time in your life, you may have had a very clear definition that, okay, as a parent, when I'm a parent, I'm going to do this with my kids, and I'll be there at these times, and I'm going to pick them up on these days, then we're going to have this kind of life. But then, bam, you become pregnant with this vision for a business or something that you want to create, and it turns everything on its head. Where it's like, okay, whoa, life is calling on me to kind of do a little something different. With it, be flexible, be versatile in your path. Trust that if life gave you the desire, life will also give you the capabilities to walk it out and to make it all balanced. And some days it won't be 100% balanced. Some days the business will get more. Some days the kids will be more. Trust your ability to be agile. As long as you are pursuing the desire of your heart and you're doing it in the most meaningful way possible, you will find a way to be an excellent parent and to be an excellent business person in the way that works for you.
Thank you for that. Because, joining women's groups, that is the number one discussion. And really being able to follow your heart and what I always call the purpose behind being a mother, the purpose behind being a businesswoman. If you can do both of them, why not? Why not, Trisha? Yeah, just go out on a limb and be able to do both. I think, we were kind of molded in some capacity to, as women, give away our dreams. So that we can take care of our children. And that right there is so helpful for numerous women out here that are very powerful, number one, aggressive and smart business women. So I appreciate that. Now, speaking
let me tell you this, Felicia. In reference to that, so my business partner, is, her name is Leslie Daly. She's a mom, a wife, very full life. And I will tell you that I'm always in awe of how she manages everything for her. How she does it. Because, Leslie, she for the most part works from home, which I'm more than happy. I was more than happy to have that in place because that allows her life to operate much more smoothly. But Leslie gets it done. I had to call the other day to ask her about something. She's my business partner as well as my COO of my company. She's the COO of my largest business unit by far. We had over 600, almost 700 people as of today submit contracting to join that team just within the last 9 or so months. Yes. The largest company at all, and altogether. And so with her, I called the other day to ask her for something. It was something I wanted her to look into for me. And I could hear the kids in the background. She was at, I want to say, her daughter's gymnastics practice. And she was, okay, great. And she always has a fabulous bag. And she says, let me start my laptop. And she pulls it out. She's on her, she's on the Wi-Fi or whatever.
Yeah.
So the doc puts it in and puts it right back in the bag. And she could go right back to being present with what she was doing. People make it work, is my point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we're very flexible. Leslie says to me, I feel like I need, we've had such a big month. Things have been great. Why don't we take some time off? I said, that sounds bad. So take some time off. So we're taking some time off, in terms of the executives within the company. You're flexible. So as a parent, what I would say is make sure that if you are doing business with other people, make sure that you're very transparent around how you want to be with your children and the role you want to have in your children's life. Let me know very early on. This is the role I play in my daughter's life. I go to their practices. I do this. I travel. We go to different meets and all this other stuff because her daughter competes in gymnastics. And she says, this is the things that I do. These are important to me. So with that said, in building and forming our business relationship together, we were able to shape it in a way that's respectful of the values that she has within her life. And I find that often it's hard for both men and women to be able to create those business relationships that take into account all the different facets of their life, because they don't disclose and they're so concerned about, I don't want to seem like the mom, put energy into my kids. They don't disclose them. And here's the thing, you have not because you ask not. People can't serve you and accommodate you if they don't know what needs to be accommodated. Speak up and speak out. Be your own advocate so that people can know how to create a supportive environment for you. And Leslie's done a wonderful job with it. I know at this time, don't call Leslie with certain requests because she's with her kids. I know that this was happening. I know how to support her as a businesswoman and mom because she's transparent with me and letting me know these things, which makes it that much more helpful for us to have a great working dynamic.
Well, that also goes into what I believe in as a flourishing enterprise. So when you're able to actually speak up about your environment and the environment you come from at home to work and vice versa with an individual that you're partners with or your boss, and you're able to be transparent, that's actually what makes you happy and joyful to go to work every single day. And that's truly important to my business as well. But I know that's truly important to a lot of mothers out here, is to be able to be transparent and really creating the steps to get to that level. It sounds a little bit easy, I must say, a little bit, that we can just, kind of tell our director or our boss what's going on in our life without them making some type of judgment. It's like, okay, well, maybe this person is too difficult, or maybe this person, I'm going to have to cut back their hours because they're not going to be present here at work. And it's almost a very fine line when you don't have that.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I have to jump in and tell you this.
Of course.
I got to tell you, what you just said was in reference to, you said, it said, you don't want to seem difficult. You don't want to have, you want them to come across this way. But I want you to think about, and I say I'm speaking to the broader audience, really. What I want you to think about is when those thoughts come into your mind, you have to ask yourself, did they say that to you, or is that your own stuff? Sometimes our own fears is what stops us with it. Well, I don't want them to think this, and if I say that, they're going to think this and other. They never said that to you. They never said nothing like that to you. So you are projecting onto them your fears as to say, okay, this is what that person's likely to say or likely to think. You don't know that's what they're likely to think. In fact, the greatest thing that's going to shape how they're going to react to you is how you deliver it to them. Right? So if you come to them and speak to them about your needs in a professional way, that also communicates to that person that their needs are going to be met as well. Because I can tell you, I have, my company, we have a significant population of within our company of moms who are single, who are using, or moms who have, rather single out, they have the primary duties within their house in terms of taking care of the kids. Yeah. And they're working with us for supplemental income or full-time income. And I can tell you, these are some sharp women. And I can tell you that when someone comes to me and says, hey, I need to do this, or I want to do this a little differently, what often comes with that is they'll say, okay, well, I know we got this on the plate. This time I'm going to get these things done, But I want to let you know that I'm going to be out. So because I'm going to be out for this period of time, I'm going to be at Disneyland with the kids. but these things will be taken care of by this date. So they come to me, and it's not a matter of saying, well, I need to take off time for the kids, so I need to be late because of the kids. It's coming to me saying, well, this is the plan for how things are going to get done. And by the way, I'm also going to be out. You see where I'm going?
Oh, today? Absolutely. And you took the words out of my mouth. And when it comes to fear, and because I hear it all the time, I unlike myself, I said, okay, I'm going to just reach out and jump the broom and not assume in my head something that's not true because of that fear. And speaking of your business with National Care Financial Group, obviously I've been doing a little bit of research on you. And just how you started with the finance strategy and operations consulting, how did that transform really? I mean, can you put that in a matter of a couple of sentences of how did it transform from the strategic side here, consulting, to this National Care Financial Group, the complete picture?
Yeah, absolutely. So I used to be a management consultant. I started out when I got into management consulting, I started out with Deloitte. And then after a couple of years, I went over to one of their large competitors, and I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it. I got no personal satisfaction out of sitting in a dark gray cubicle, doing work that really did not mean much to me on a daily basis. And so I got an insurance license as a way to earn some extra money. My grandmother recommended it. She's been in the insurance industry since 1981, complete supporter herself doing insurance since 1981. And so she said, why don't you as a way to earn some extra money? I did it first 6 months or first 5 or so months, and then I only earned about $606 total. In my 6th month, I earned about $10,109 because I finally got the courage to reach out to people and actually use my license. It wasn't enough to have, but actually use it. And I also earned a lot more. I earned great money because I liked it. I liked helping people. It's very practical. Also looking towards my future, it was like a light bulb went off, which was like, aha, this is a full-time job. It was like, I didn't like doing this. Every day when I was on the Beltway driving in, every day I had to sit in that office, and if you come in 5 to 10 minutes late, somebody looking at you. I'm working hours, blah, 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 blah. So everything, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like every time one of those things would happen, I no longer had to feel hopeless and anxious. I can think in my mind, honey, I'm making far more money outside of here than I'm making here. And you just give it some time, I'm going to be out. Yes. So it motivated me to work even harder in the insurance industry because not only did I love serving people financially, but it was my doorway. It was my stepping stool to be able to move into a life of independence where I could be in full, complete, and total control of my time. So that's how we got into being in business. How the company rapidly expanded was because I recognized very early on that you will go broke. You will not make very much money trying to be all things to all people. You need to have a niche. You need to have you need to be known for something. And in the earlier days of my business, I became very known for helping people who had chronic health issues such as HIV, cancer, anything like that, to get access to life insurance, which was very much so not a very popular route at that time. But I got a niche in that area. And also helping women, because I recognized that a lot of my clients were women. And who were being referred to me. And just in general, if I did a workshop, it was mostly women in the room. It tended to be that, at least I, have primarily served the African American community in terms of that's been the audience that's primarily embraced my business. And in looking at that, I said, most of the people who call me up are women, and their moms, their grandmoms, their whoever, and they're looking at their future, right? And I said, so I could either try to pursue a very broad spectrum of people, men, women, black, white, blue, or purple, so I could say, well, why don't I go after the group who's pursuing me most? And overwhelmingly, it was black women who were pursuing me. And so I built a business around doing that. I mean, let me tell you, Felicia, I would do women's wealth building brunches. You used to come to my office, and we'd have these all the time, where I would have different food catered in. We'd have a masseuse at the door who would do massage for people when they came in. It'd be fabulous. Mimosas all over the place. We'd have a good time. And then there'd be all these women that network with each other. And then I'd go up and do a quick speech around financial topics, just around anything like that. So it's always a bit more motivational. And a woman had come up to me there, and she said to me, she said, baby, I don't know if you know it yet, but you got the hand of God on you, and you need to make sure you do more of that speaking. Yeah. I said, oh, I have some more workshops coming up. And she says, no, it's bigger than that. It's not just about insurance. She says, it's bigger. I said, okay, I didn't know what she was talking about. Mm-hmm. And so as time, as luck would have it, things went forward. I met Oprah. She featured me on the on her Life You Want tour. That was phenomenal. That got more attention. And how that opened the door, get this, was after I did that, someone had come to my office to interview me about my business. It was a profile piece. The cameraman who was holding the camera comes up to me and says, you're really inspirational. You should let me come and do a screen test with you one day just so you can see yourself on camera. Mm-hmm. We did it. He took one of those videos. Get this. He took one of those videos and put it online. I didn't know he was going to do that at the time. I had no idea. About a week later, that video did 250,000 views in less than 7 days. I had never had those kind of views. That was more views that I have from being on Oprah, online. And then I know we got a whole lot more people buying insurance, but we also have more people want to buy, my team, more people saying, can you come and speak at this? Can you do this speaking engagement, that speaking engagement? And it occurred to me, I said, wow, I am so fortunate that I have a platform that's bigger than just selling people life insurance policies. There's a whole lot of merit within that. But my platform is showing people, this is what I do. I show people that they have got unlimited potential. And I show them a path on how to achieve it in their relationships, emotionally, and also financially. And I say, I don't know everything, but if I can show you anything, watch my path, see what I'm doing. Because if I can be anything to you, if nothing else, I can be a beacon of light for you to at least see what's possible. Your outcome may not be my outcome, but I can at least show you what a transformational experience looks like by way of my own life. So I use my own life really as a classroom to show people what's possible for their own life. And through doing that, we have grown huge. We are one of America's largest African-American owned financial services companies. Yes. We are also one of America's largest independently owned financial services companies. A beautiful office right here in Century City, which is adjacent to Beverly Hills, California. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. Team members all over the U.S. We've done phenomenally well. Millions of views every single month. We do well. We do well. It's through this path that's really just been me kind of taking things as they come and being very, very agile, very flexible to listen to the call within myself each time there's a new desire. That's why I mentioned on your first question you asked about for a mom who's trying to decide between should I work or should I focus on the kids. My greatest advice I can give you is just listen to the call within your own heart, because the call within my heart has literally created the life that you see before you. In terms of, for me, if I was too rigidly focused on the life that people told me I should be living, I wouldn't be living this way. Literally, I have financially, emotionally, and spiritually benefited above and beyond anything I could have ever asked for or imagined, simply by listening to the call within my heart and completely ignoring any other voice that's not the call within my heart. I don't care about your opinions. I don't care about your devil's advocates. I don't care about yours. I only care about what the call within my heart is telling me to do.
And that's so profound. And sometimes, we have the calling us for a very, very, very long time. And it's a matter of, do we listen? Do we hear it? Do we know what it sounds like? But we definitely, I believe, know what it feels like when you can't. It's like an itchy type nervousness in your chest, to where you're saying, okay, why do I keep coming back to this place over and over and over again, of analyzing what I really truly want? And that, to me, right there, is the most important thing out of this entire interview, is to hear and be mindful of your calling and what your heart is telling you to do. And last but not least, I want to take that calling and that purpose and switch it over to your business side, of course, because you're always speaking business. And no matter what industry you're in, it could be the insurance industry, any industry, what's besides the calling, as far as to maximize your revenue without knowing any background, what's the one piece of advice that you can give entrepreneurs and business owners to maximize their revenue in any industry?
To maximize revenue in any industry, you want to make sure that you are going for the focus on demand, all right? I think one of the mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs do is that they are trying to be so original. They're looking to create the next Google, for lack of better terms, that unique idea that no one else has thought of that can make them millions of billions of dollars. Let me tell you, those are that's like trying to catch lightning in a bottle. There's a reason why those make history, because they so rarely happen. But you need to remember, there are so many people out here who are multi-millionaires, and they're not doing anything novel or new. They are simply doing things. They're serving existing markets in innovative ways, taking existing products and improving upon them. They're going based on where's the demand, where can I be best of service, right? When you think about what I do doing insurance, there's nothing new about insurance. So this is an industry that's over 100 years old, a very old industry. Nothing new about it. I focused on the space where I said, okay, we have an industry where the vast majority, the average insurance producer is over the age of 50. They're male and they are white, right? Nothing wrong with that, but that's just what it is. And I said, well, we got a whole lot of people of color who are going to need insurance and retirement products as they move along in life. And we know that people, by and large, tend to seek out for, at least for financial services, they tend to go towards people within their own community. Like that, it just sort of is what it is. And so I said, okay, so there's going to be an increasing demand over time for people who will need our services, while we have also a decreasing workforce, because like I said, the average insurance producer is a white male in his 50s. So with that said, they're going to be retiring. So we've got decreasing markets with a decreasing base of people to serve them. That's a recipe for wealth, all right? So that's what I focused on. I wasn't looking for the quote-unquote sexy industry that sounded great to everybody else, while all my friends are trying to go into private equity, this, or the entertainment industry, that great, fabulous industry. But I said, you know what? I'm not here to plug away for years and years and years hoping that I get a hit. I'm here to make income from day one, all right? And so I recommend to business owners, or the folks who are looking to come into business, that they look at spaces where is there a high area demand or a potential high area of demand that may even be related to the field that you're already in. How can you do that? Is there something that people need within your field that they're not able to get access to, but that you could be the person to help shepherd the creation of that thing for them? It's all about demand, and don't be afraid to even go after low-hanging fruit. Too easy. Oh, I don't want to do that. That seems too easy. Oh, who cares? A direct deposit is a direct deposit. Don't have to tell you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Trust me. And so at the end of the day, if it's work that you can do well and you feel good within your spirit doing it, do it. It doesn't matter if it feels like it's low-hanging fruit. The point, this is the thing people have to keep in mind. The point of business is to make money, all right? Once you make money, then that gives you leverage to invest in other areas that may appeal more to your passion or desire, right? So it's not a matter of saying focus on these high demand fields that you may not be passionate about and do it forever. It's about saying, no, how can you get the ball rolling by focusing on these particular areas where they're low-hanging fruit, you can make money pretty easily and pretty quickly, because then that builds up your coffers with capital that you can then invest in other areas that may have a longer end game that you may be more passionate about. You see where I'm going? How do you make the money first? You can't build if you don't make money first.
Correct. Oh, so long story short, have a calling and answer your purpose and do what your heart is telling you to do. In the industry here, you want to focus on demand. And then also, when you understand where the money is coming from, you can make greater decisions on your investments. And actually, that will help you in your purpose, is what I just got from this entire interview. Am I on board with that, or?
You couldn't have said it any more on point. You're 100%.
Well, hopefully I get to talk to you for like a minute after here, the Cleveland Business Plug. But I want to thank you so much for joining myself and the audience here with the Cleveland Business Plug, and we truly appreciate you very much.
I appreciate you too, and I want to tell you that the community, you're benefiting so many people, folks you don't even know who are listening to this, and they are really being just invigorated to create. Now, I'll tell you this from my own experience. If it hasn't happened already, you just look forward to this when you get those emails and calls. You say, Felicia, you don't know me. That one episode you did changed my life. Trust me. You have a platform, and you are truly helping people in a really way. What you're doing is divine, and I think it's just wonderful.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harris, definitely for joining us, and I will talk with you here. Let me go ahead. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for Cleveland Business Plug.